What can we say about the new 600 lumen OLIGHT S1A baton? Fits nicely in a backpack, in a fifth pocket. It's waterproof. It can even put some extra light right where you need it. Welcome back to Adventure Sport. I'm Matt. Today we're going to review the newly released OLIGHT S1A baton. Comes with a lanyard, a nice lanyard. Unboxing, one of the first things I notice about this is not only the size, but the weight. I love a light that's tiny enough I can actually forget I'm carrying it. There are several lights in the baton series, including the CR123 version. For me, the advantage of the S1A is how easily that AA batteries can be obtained. Especially if you go out on the road, you can pick up AA cells anywhere, and they're relatively low cost. Try finding a CR123 at a gas station in the middle of nowhere. If you're that lucky, you're probably going to pay about $8 for it. Another advantage of the S1A baton is that it's 100 lumens brighter in burst mode than the previous version. The output levels are 0.5 lumen, 5 lumen, 50 lumen, 220 lumen, and using a 14500 rechargeable lithium battery, you can get 600 out the front lumens. These numbers are Adventure Sport verified, by the way. On high, I got 224 lumen, and on the burst mode using our 14500, I got 614 out the front lumens. Let's jump right into the user interface because this is one of the key features about this light. The OLIGHT S1A uses an E-switch, which further reduces the size, not having to have a mechanical switch in the tail. To power the light on, you simply give it one click, and a second click is back off again. Hang on just a second before you click away. Just give me 2 seconds and I'll explain. Some of you are thinking, how is that miraculous, Matt? What exactly is the big deal? Ooh, on, off. Some of you know what I'm driving at. Some of you realize the significance of this, but for those of you who haven't had the experience of picking up an E-switch light and going click on and then click to a higher and then maybe a higher and a higher mode and then maybe to strobe or SOS or whatever else and then have to sit there and press and hold and press and hold and wait and wait and wait. Oh, hey, there, my light's off. If you've ever had that experience, you can really appreciate the fact that this light is truly a one-click wonder, on, off. Okay, moving on. So we have one click on and one click off. But we also have other brightness modes, and the way we access those modes is from the on position. You simply press and hold the switch and it'll cycle through low, medium, high, and when you find the level of light that suits your needs, you just let off the switch. The S1 also has a memory mode, so when we click the light off, the next time you power it on, it'll be right where you left it. Those are the basic functions. Now we'll look into the hidden modes. This time we start with the light off, and rather than a short click, we do a press, which gives us access to the moonlight mode. This is the lowest setting on the light. In this mode, you can get as much as 25 days of runtime from a single AA battery. You can also access the maximum setting by a double click from the off position. The light also has a hidden strobe function, which you can access by 3 fast clicks. I like the 3 clicks to access the strobe feature because so far I've never accidentally encountered the strobe function. I had similar lights that access strobe by only 2 fast clicks, and sometimes I end up getting strobe on accident. Let's take a quick look at just a few more of the physical characteristics of the S1A, and then we'll move on to beam shots. In addition to being an attractive looking light with its blue highlights on black finish, it's also quite functional for daily use. It has a deep carry pocket clip that holds the light low enough that it won't fall out of your pocket or get snagged on anything. The clip is removable, and even without it, the light has an anti-roll function. Some of you may be wondering, with the switch exposed like that rather than shrouded in the tail cap, is it easy to accidentally turn this on, to have it come on in your pocket when you don't want to? For me, the answer is yeah, sometimes. I mean, if the clip is positioned sideways, like that, so that it sits in your pocket where the button is this direction, it's not too bad. I haven't had it happen much with it like that, but I have had it happen. Fortunately, OLIGHT did provide a more perfect solution in the form of a lockout tail cap. If you just turn this about a quarter of a turn, there's virtually no way the light can ever come on in your pocket. While we're on the subject of the tail cap, I'm sure some of you probably noticed in the intro when I stuck this bad boy to the roof of my truck, and what makes that possible is that there's a magnet in the tail cap. That magnet is removable if having metallic objects attracted to your flashlight isn't a feature you're interested in. I would say cons for me about this light are really only that I would like to see it in a type 3 hard anodized finish, the natural color, that kind of olive drab that you get with some Surefires. And also, if I had designed this light, I think I would have gone with something different for the knurling rather than that block style. But that's just my preference. Now about the beam. Looking down the barrel of this light, you can see that it uses an optic. Typically, I'm more of a fan of reflectors myself, but in this case, I think the optic really has merit for 2 reasons. Now, you've heard me say the weight on this a couple of times, and you're like, what's the big deal? What's the big deal? How much does it really weigh? And you can see here, we get 32 grams. That is without the battery. I took the battery out. But the weight compared to what? My Benchmade. This is the knife that I always carry when I go hiking. It's lightweight. It's got a composite frame, so it's significantly less than that. And what about compared to another flashlight? This is another everyday carry light, my Zebra, that I use quite often, and we're several grams even under that. And again, that doesn't sound like a huge difference, but if you've ever been on what's considered a short excursion, 14 hours, if you've ever walked bushwhacking or been on a very, very strenuous hike, even a day hike, when you've walked 14 hours, you will realize that an ounce truly is a pound. A traditional flashlight beam is something like this. It's a bright hot spot that's most intense near the center with some spill around the edges. The S1A beam has a bright hot spot too, but it's evenly spread from edge to edge. It also has a spill effect, but the transition is smoother than normal. This softer type beam can be especially useful at close range. It prevents the backsplash from hitting your eyes sharply. Even though the beam from the OLIGHT S1A baton is soft and smooth for use at close range, That's not to say it isn't capable of reaching objects at a distance. This little pocket rocket is well able to illuminate a large area. If you found this review to be helpful, you can click like or share it with somebody. To get your own OLIGHT S1A baton, you can follow the link in the description. If you'd like a notification when my next video is ready, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.